This is a 3D Flutter project we are going to implement, and in this we are focusing on creating this 3D model with animation and give the complete control over it. As I showed you in the first part, we will be adding like control for camera, auto rotate, auto play, and different animation for his walk, jump, and crawls and everything. It would be amazing. So let's move forward. In the last video we have used the O3D package to like source and open this 3D model. Using that we have few attribute which we want to control here, so we will be moving forward with that. Okay, so first of all I want to create a widget for this part, right? So we can use it according to our different needs, because we want to control these three parameters, which is camera control, auto rotate, and auto play. Okay, and for that I will be just extracting this as a widget. So then for just this I will just going to extract the widget, and I will just name it animation object widget, right? So we get an animation object widget. It is a stateless class. Okay, so let's control this parameters as we wanted. So we'll create 3 to 4 variables, which will be file, string, and animation name. So we want to use different animation in the further video. So right now it will be covered in the last video, which will be third one. Okay, so also we will be required this we are requiring, let's make a boolean for the toggle, as this requires a boolean. And let's get the camera controls, right? We get the camera control. Similar to this, we will create a boolean for auto rotate to, and finally we will create a boolean for auto play, right? We also, let's make that too. Yeah, so we have auto rotate, auto play, and this, and let's set this variables to their respective parameters, right? So camera control goes to camera control, auto play goes to auto play, auto rotate goes to auto rotate, right? So we can now use these terms in the constructor. We will be adding this parameter as this is. We will be required the animation names term, this dot camera control. Let's set it to like some constant, because we don't want to always control the camera. We can also make required autoplay, because this is an autoplay, this is an required variable in the parameter autoplay. And also we will set the required auto rotate, right? So we have done this, and now this requires things, right? So let's take this widget out of here, new file, animation object widget dot, and paste it over here. Just add the material class, run with that, and the O3D class, right? So 2 package dependencies added, and now we have to add the parameters over here. As we said, it requires 4. Define response frame. First of all, we have to add this dependency. That's why I'm saying. Now we will be able to see what's required. So let's add strings. For the animation name, just an empty string. Autoplay, let's add true. And camera control, let's add true. And finally we have auto rotate, let's add true too. So everything is true, and as you can see, it will take some time and it will work. And now if I just make it false and hit the restart, you see auto rotate is autoplay is out of the box, so it's working like perfectly. So now we just have to control this using our toggles, as we mentioned in the video. Okay, yeah. So for that, let's let it be here, right? Okay, so moving with that, we have to go to our home screen. This is the screen. Let's format the document for you. Let's create some space for the screen, right? So I'm lagging a bit about it. Yeah, so we will be scaffolds everywhere, right? So we will just remove this container and add it expanded, because we will be adding multiple things over here. So let's just wrap this with the columns, because we want to add stuff below it, and we want to expand it as much as space it can get. Remove the center part, and we will be still good to go, right? Yeah, now we can add the toggles below this. Okay, yeah, so basically for the toggle part, let's create a UI. I will be like, to make this video fast, we will be just copying it from the page we have built the previous app. So I have ready just to make this single small bar, right now we required only this part, and just wait. So it is just a UI part. I'll be explaining each and everything after this. So we just added that. It's gonna be so much error. So firstly, we created a size box with a height of 70. Then we added a row, right? Because we want the all three toggles like this, 1, 2, and 3. So added the row. It's simple. We created the space within them. Okay. Then we added the switches, right? And all the switches required some value. So we will be focusing on that part, which is the values and stuff. So values is nothing but true or false. It's going to be true or false. So we will be creating 3 variables over here. So let's create that 3 variables, right? So let's solve each and every problem. So we will be initializing them after this. So let's create our first value, camera controls. Then our late is used because we want to initialize them later. So just focus on that. Go to rotate, late, boolean, auto play. Oh, sorry. Auto play, and that's it. We got the 3 variables. Also, we have something which is our string. Let's add to this too. Animation name, right? So we're not using that, but it's good to be like just set it up right now. So you can see we have our error for this gone. It is just my color, so this will not be case for you. Just go with the like app theme. It's nothing, right? Okay, so now the main big things are coming. As we require a set state, so what's the error is, because it is set stateless widget. Just come here, control dot, and go to the convert. Straightforward. Most of your error will be gone, and only red thing is recreate the widget. So basically what is red, because we are recreating another widget. As we are using this as a widget, we have to call the set state and the recreate this widget, right? And recreate widget is like a little bit unique. Let's add things. Okay, so how can we achieve that? So there's a term called key. You can use it key. You can either make it a method, so it could be directly refreshed, but I think suggesting you using the widget, so like it will be less heavy on the boilerplate. Okay, so moving forward with that, firstly we will be providing we will be creating a key, as key will help us to identify the exact widget we want to refresh. So it's very simple. We will just create a unique key. Okay, so this is our widget tree, and we will create a function which is will this not response anything in the return, and just created a method. So I think all the errors are gone. Okay, and what we require is a set state. Okay, then and a set state, because we want to recreate this, and just this. So basically what we do is we, every time I call this function, we again change the widget key. Okay, so it's very simple and like useful concept. If we just recreate this widget key, we just change the widget key, and as this widget key is linked with our animation object widget, we will add it. It will be refreshed, right? So let's add the widget. All the widget has their key parameters, so just add the widget key over here. So now you can see how it works. So basically it's a set state from another widget. So and we used a key to determine the set state, right? So it's very simple concept, very useful. It will come in very handy in your future projects. Okay, we have one error over here. Just remove the const, and now I think it's looking wonderful. Just restart the app, and now you can see we have, okay, auto has been not initialized. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry, I forgot the one part which is very important one, that we did the applied late, but we didn't even initialize. So how can we even initialize it? So for the first time we have to initialize, because they don't have certain values and we cannot provide it, right? Okay, so let's do this, right? Also, we will also say set the values to camera control, so we can change it as we wanted. Auto rotate, right? I will explain the toggles to you. Let me just do it, right? So let me explain the toggles. So how the toggles are working. This is a switch widget we can use to create the toggles, and we created the colors and the value. It's not a big thing. And as someone changed the value, we'll set the new value to the autoplay, which is our main parameter we are using for that to determine if the autoplay is on or off. Okay, and after that we're just recreating the widget. It's very simple. It's just a toggle. Okay, moving forward with that, just added the values, and finally we have to initialize. So for initialization we'll just call the init state, and we will just give each and everything a value, right? Camera controls, let's give it a false. Auto rotate, everything let's give it to the false. Let's auto rotate, auto play, and it's gonna be false again. Yeah, everything's gonna roll. I can like start with the true because it looks good. Just control the debugger, don't save in the debugger. I did the big mistake, but it's okay. I always go with that. We are giving the hot restart. It's not gonna work because I hit the save in the debugger console. Hope it works. Yeah. Let me reveal. Until then, I will show you how the switch is working. Yeah. So okay, so this is our basic structure. You can see this is our switch 1, this is our column 2. Because why we use the column? Because we want to add the text below. You will see in the UI part. Okay, then we add the column. We also remove the column 2. So our structure is very simple. We have one column. In the column we have our expanded ready. After that we have our size box, which contains the height like 70. We fix the heights because it cannot be work without the height. After that we have one row which has 3 columns, and each of them column has one switch and the text, and each of the switch has its value of its own, right? Autoplay and everything. Okay, yeah, our build is done. Lab is installing. I think it's shitty shad is everything is done. Don't look for this error, it's like holy shit. Yeah, you can see things are working. Our model is taking the most of the place. We can just fix it by adding a size box. I think let's create the size box of height 200 300, right? So it will create a space below so we can like see our buttons working, right? Also let's add some padding to this. It looks good. Looks are always important. Yeah, now it's looking good, right? We can just auto rotate, and now the model will refresh and auto rotate. After that we can open the control, and now you can see we have the camera control. Now I turn off the auto control. Now you can see we don't have the camera control. So that's it. Our video is going to be too long, so thank you, have a nice day. We will see you in the next part, and in that we will be completing the animations, types of animation, as we have discussed for the animation name part. It will be awesome. Thank you, have a nice day. Bye.